actually reveal to you where my studio is today?
Yay!
Jump into the coach boat and they hug each other and they celebrate together because it's such a teamwork.
It's just that now we have to be super conscious that we're producing more waste, and we've got to be better at giving it a second use.
We were going to try and pledge to make these changes, and then we thought actually it'd be really cool if other athletes, other sailors could get on board to kind of leave no trace or leave wherever you've been cleaner than how you found it.
We are going to Sail Port Stephens.
I think we pretty much cooked dinner for everybody.
Dennis Thompson is a PRO. Miss Stacey Jackson.
Yeah, do you think you could smuggle a sausage sandwich across the border for me?
To get this boat, this platform, and they put up this whole thing for you guys. If I hear any complaining, get out of here.
Which of you was on board when this happened?
I was on the weather side of the boat, going underwater, holding my breath. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I was on the leeward side of the boat, getting blasted with water from behind. So
wasn't that the 47 knots, you guys?
Yeah.
It was a really good cause to cover all of those boats that don't normally get covered.
This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl, keeping you covered for your Rolex Sydney Hobart coverage.
If we don't have an equal education system for girls and boys, women will never be equal.
Girls have to look like this, be like that, be like this, do that. But when you're at sea, you don't have to wash, you don't have to dress properly, you don't have to do your hair. It sounds like being in lockdown.
I love it. I mean, seriously, I have washed my hair for you for the first time in a very long time.
Part of the problem, or part of our challenge, is the tall poppy syndrome in Australia, having lived in the US a lot and other parts of the world. And I felt that one of the biggest hurdles that we have as a nation is when people are successful, they try and kind of, they're uncomfortable with success. Hopefully we're growing out of that.
we could continue all night, I'm sure, hearing your beautiful stories and your memories. But again, I just want to reiterate, it's not 7 years that you've served your country or inspired others. It's definitely been a lifetime. And for me, before I was born. So
thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. And what you're doing is terrific for the sport and terrific for sailing. And as I said at the start of this little interview, this whole online thing is just a game changer. So I think it's really, really exciting.
And the answer, of course, is you've just released your 19th book. 19 books.
It's still behind me.
I know, because how many have you written, Bob?
36.
And Nick, the other great thing about the sport is that it's a fabulous leveler. Doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from, how much money you've got, what success you've had or not had, you're a sailor and that's all that matters. And I think that's one of the greatest things about our sport is this common bond. No matter where you are in the world, if you're a sailor, you're welcome with open arms.
It's been amazing.
Thanks, Nick. You're doing a great job.
Doing my best.
Thank you, Nick.
Trying to follow in your footsteps. We're both integral parts of the 2000 Olympics.
Yeah, look, and what a sensational Olympics, Sydney was. No one could ever say that you'd ever have a better regatta than Sydney.
It had to be volunteered, Nick.
Indeed!
As you pointed out, things have gone reasonably well. Not reasonably well, things have gone very well for the team. The New Zealand government, I would say from our perspective, has they've done a really good job managing an exceptionally tough situation, and we're incredibly thankful for the fact that they've given us our exemptions into the country, and Defiant's on her way there right now. She's about 500 miles west of Mexico on her way into the South Pacific and into Auckland. So she'll be there kind of, I think around the 25th, 26th of this month.
Marcus said when he was on the phone to them trying to organise it, they're like, yeah, but where is she stopped? And Marcus is like, hey, mate, the whole world knows she hasn't stopped. She's gone non-stop.
That's exactly right. That's what he kept saying, but they just ignored all that. Anyway, so I had my passport, which all it had in it was Sydney, stamp, left Sydney, arrived Sydney.
and you can make it happen. It's often just Bundy is quite good at saying it. He says it's just practicalities, that you can find solutions for it. The most important thing is that you get the opportunity to do what you love and to be happy. And Bundy saw straight away in my eyes when I said that Charles had rung and that there was a potential to be part of the Dongfeng race team for the next race. All I could come up with was problems. What are we going to do with Kyle? What if you're away? And and he says, and I just have to look into your eyes and see that you really want to do this. And so I have to let you do this because this is what will make you happy.
Or should I say, hello from Thredbo. Yes, I am in Thredbo, which is one of the alpine resorts in the Snowy Mountains in Australia. I'm not usually here at this time of year. I'm usually overseas. And actually, right now, a lot of us would be in Tokyo for the 2020 Olympics.
We've been knocking on the door for a while.
Yeah, because the last big event we had here was the Games, and obviously there was a real mix of emotions between winning a silver medal, which was awesome, but we really felt that day that we lost a gold medal.
We've been going well lately, but to come back and stand on the top step here is really cool. Obviously, since we got silver in London 3 years ago, so no, it's a good feeling.
You guys, you've had a jam-packed few months, few years, balancing both the AC and the Olympic programs. You must be exhausted.
Yeah, it's been a busy few years. I think we both knew when we decided to take on doing both, it was going to be pretty full on, and I think we're both pretty exhausted right now after one of the big events all being finished now, and I guess we're just going to take a few weeks to try and recover, and we'll get back into work pretty soon.
I know there's been a bit of banter between yourself and Tom Slingsby, who won the gold medal at the previous Olympics. The laser squad, though, is so tight. I mean, 2 gold medals in a row, 2 different athletes. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's always great to, chat to Tom and get some banter with him is awesome. He's gone on to, to extreme things that, above and beyond, even a gold medal, some of the things that he's done. So.
Fantastic, absolutely awesome event, and we're so stoked with the result.
How are your feelings at that moment?
Pretty ecstatic, to be honest.
I myself have been looking back going, wow, look at all those adventures that I've covered in just 6 years of doing Adventures of a Sailor Girl full time. So it's very, very special. Now, as I mentioned, we're wrapping up. We will have another show next week. I think it will be on Saturday. I'm skiing for the next week. It's going to be fun. I'll be wearing my mask. Please, wherever you are in the world, wear a mask. The research does show that it helps you and the people around you. Please maintain your social distance. Please wash your hands. Please remember that this virus does not discriminate. Please look after yourself so that we can adventure into the future together.
Absolutely. Psychology, this is a big part of the sport, and if you know the principles, but this is not enough. You have to know the key, the trigger for each person to touch his heart, to make our sport visible. This is huge, big role for our federation now and for all sailors. What you are doing, Nicole, you are making our sport visible. You are making visible what we love and what we achieve. And this is very important. This is not only pleasure for us. This is also a big drive for us, big credit for us for the future.
Hello. Excellent. We're there.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of a sound issue, but I have found the problem. So fantastic to have you here with me. Adventures Weekly, another week. We have two amazing Sailor Girls on the line as guests, as well as Tiana, who is here with us. I should see if I can get her up just to have a little bit of a chat with me before we get into our main news program. Tiana, where are you? Tiana, I'm going to find you. Give me 1 second, everybody. I've got a bit on today because the guests that we have on with us are just incredible, and the amount of footage that I have is just insane. So I'm going to do my favourite thing, which is to bring Tiana in as full screen. She absolutely hates this, don't you, T? Hi.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Look at me. Wow. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. I see you've been sailing this week. Have you been having fun?
Yes, I've been having so much fun, and I've been so looking forward to this interview because these and you guys are such inspirations for like women in match racing. So I'm keen to like start talking to them.
Oh my goodness, look out. You're making me blush. So I think what we'll have to do is get straight into our first segment. And sorry again about the sound, guys. That was a little bit of a problem, wasn't it? But here we go.
Sailing news in 60 seconds-ish.
Ooh, sailing news, a few more cancellations. The Marine Equipment Trade Show has been cancelled over in Amsterdam. A little bit of a shame, but with the gatherings from different parts of Europe, Asia Pacific, and of course the UK, that was always going to be a very tricky one. The Maxi Yacht Rolex Cup and the Rolex Swan Cup, which we reported last week were going to go ahead, which we thought was a little bit of a push, have actually been cancelled. And it's now 5 months since the America's Cup World Series event was cancelled in Cagliari, just around the corner from Porticurvo. So we really send our best to Italy and all of Europe as they start to get into that second wave, which we've been experiencing here in Australia. More America's Cup news. Emirates Team New Zealand have been cleared of all allegations in their leaked document and potential misuse of funds case. Great to hear that. American Magic have been on the water most days. Unbelievable. I'm going to see if I can bring up an image. I might just bring it up on full screen. It's been absolutely honking down in New Zealand. And you can see here this amazing shot from Richard Gladwell, who seems to be our only link to the New Zealand world right now, given that everybody's in lockdown. Absolutely flying. So great to see them out on the water. As reported in earlier shows, it's still looking like October for Ineos and November for Prada to arrive in New Zealand, but we'll keep you posted on anything that we hear on that. As we alluded to last week, the Noakes Sydney Gold Coast race has been officially cancelled. We've worked with the Southport Yacht Club for a number of years for the finish, and I have to say that it's an amazing event. It's really sad to see it go, but hopefully it will be back next year, and the aim of the game right now is to make sure that we have a really, really strong summer. The Rolex Sydney Hobart now is under question. And of course, in Sydney at the moment, I think a few of our guests this evening have had the same thing closer to home. Basically, we've had a lot of unrest with sailors now only able to sail within the Sydney residential division that has been allocated to their address. So basically, the Chief Medical Officer asked for advice. We had to split Sydney into at least 3 regional areas. It's been split into 7. So I really urge you to talk to your sailing club about whether you are able to race. You're still able to sail, just not able to race if you do live in a different area to that of your boat. I know it's a really tricky situation, and a lot of people are really unhappy that they can't race, and I'm not going to speculate on whether that may be overturned, but I do have to say that at the moment our priority really is to make sure that we can have a great summer and that we really stop losing lives. It's a terrible disease, and it really is not, it's not discriminating as to who or where it ends up. So there's really nothing that we can do in this instance. So without further ado, I think we'll get to it and get our guests on the line, because they've been very patient waiting for me for about 20 minutes. And they are no strangers to waiting for me, because I'm always the last one to leave the house when we were match racing. Here's Katie Spithill and Stacey Jackson. two absolute legend sailor girls who are also really good mates and can't see each other at the moment because, Katie, I believe you're in Sydney, and Stacey, are you in Brisbane?
Yes, I am, Nick, and thanks for having us on the show. It's nice to see you too, Katie. It's been a little while.
Have we lost Katie? She might have gone for a holiday. We're having great
do all day.
Yeah, we're having great luck with the technology this evening, but that's okay. Stace, you're really lucky. You've actually been able to go sailing recently. I might just bring you up on the screen. Don't hate me. This is the frame that Tiana really hates, but I'll bring you up. You've actually done a few races recently. Unlike a lot of us, you managed to do the Brisbane to Keppel race and then Airlie Beach Race Week with MV Scooters. That looked fantastic.
Yeah, we did, Nick, and we were really lucky, and it was sort of, I think, just in time too. A week or two later, and I don't think those events would have been able to go ahead. The Brisbane to Keppel race was purely just run for local boats. It was pretty much Brisbane boats only entering, and the weather did not let go. The weather had no idea that we hadn't been sailing for months. It was a really strong southeasterly, so it made for a really quick send up the coast. Basically, we finished in 22 hours, and it's a 360-mile race.
Oh wow! And you absolutely stormed up the coast there too. Far out. Nice quick wet ride.
Yeah, it was. We had all sorts of wildlife in the cockpit at one point. We were just going through the waves rather than over them. So it was a really nice reminder on how amazing those boats are. TP52s, they're a wicked ride like that. It's certainly where probably consider wearing my dry suit for the next race.
Really, a dry suit in Queensland? Unheard of.
Well, maybe not in Queensland, but the next race hopefully will be outside of our waters.
Yeah. And that should be a little bit nicer. It looks like we've got Katie back on the line. So Stacey was just saying hello and how nice it was to see you when we lost you. That border, the telecommunications, it's so difficult. I'm in the ACT, you're in Sydney, Stacey's up in Brisbane. Crikeys.
I know. Tell me about it. It's like a real lockdown. I'm having withdrawals. She's always here, and she's not here, and she's not allowed here, and I'm not allowed there. It's a little bit different right now.
It is a little bit different because you guys, one of the questions that we had on our trivia, which I can't really reveal too much of, but one of the questions was, how many times have Katie and Stacey sailed together? And I will say that it's more than I can count, so...
Me too. I think
the variety
of classes.
Yeah, we'd lose a fair bit of time if we actually counted up all our events we've done.
Indeed. In fact, I think what I might have to do, I'll try and bring T back up on the screen. T, do you have a result for me as to who won the trivia competition just before we get underway and start going through it? Do you have a winner between Katie and Stacey? Do you know who won between them? Yeah?
I do. Yep. It's a bit commercial, but Katie actually won.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go, Katie. You know more about you and Stacey.
I must say that there was a finger slip fingers that I accidentally pressed the wrong button once or twice as well, and a few were again. We win something or other, and I was trying to base it around when my kids arrived and to where and what.
I like Stacey's excuse, which is they're all blending into one. I don't know which one's which. Which was great.
I actually just think we're younger than we are, I think, and I had the years completely out.
Yeah, the years are just out of whack, 100%. No, I completely agree with you on that one. So what we might do, just while I get myself organised a little bit, is have a look at the last adventure that you guys did together, well, one of the last adventures, because I know that the amazing Ocean Respect Racing did quite a number of things together. And, I mean, is it really, I mean, you guys have sailed together a lot, and I think it's the first time, though, Stace, that you were the skipper rather than Katie being the skipper.
Yeah, so if without giving away the answers to one of those trivia questions, if we've done a thousand one.
What was that? Sorry, we lost
Pretty
you for a little bit.
Though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If we've done 1,000, I finally got my turn at being the skipper.
Exactly, 1,000 to 1. But what we might do is have a little bit of.
And yet I didn't make Katie do the bow.
Yeah, because she often makes you do the bow because you prefer trim.
I was just going to say the same thing, and I didn't have to do bow.
She's not tall enough, so I've been told. Awesome. Let's have a little bit of a look at this adventure with Ocean Respect Racing. Here we go. This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl on board Wild Oats 10 with the skipper, Stacey Jackson. Stacey, tomorrow, your first race. I know you've put a lot of work in behind the scenes. I bet you're excited to go sailing.
Yeah, we're super excited to go sailing. We've had our whole team together for the last 4 days training. So it'd be nice to get out there and turn it into a race and see what we can do.
Absolutely. Now, Ocean Respect Racing, you've brought this program together. It's not only backed by the Oatley family, but 11th Hour Racing. You raced with Vestas 11th Hour Racing in the last Volvo.
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to team up with 11th Hour Racing and continue on everything that we were doing in the Volvo. It was a real eye-opener for me this last race. I first-hand witnessed how bad a state the planet's in, and I just decided that I wanted to continue that message and try and bring it down to Australia as well, bring down 11th Hour, introduce them to Australia. So we've teamed up and we've got this awesome message. We've got a great vessel thanks to the Oatley family, and you'll see us out in the water, and we're all about promoting clean seas, reducing the use of single-use plastic. So bring your drink bottle down to sailing, don't use your coffee cup, and say no to straws when you get a drink at the bar afterwards.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, you've collected this amazing group of sailors to go and do the race with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about the crew actually. I did a little ring around during the Volvo. Towards the end of the Volvo I was starting to think about this, and then got to go around and contact a few of the other girls afterwards, and everyone's been really excited, and I'm stoked to the calibre of our crew and really looking forward to getting out there and racing.
Yeah, and the fact that they're all female to you really doesn't mean anything. You've just chosen a bunch of fantastic sailors.
Yeah, I picked a bunch of people I know or I sailed with or I wanted to sail with, who are all very good sailors, and it just turned out that they're all women, so that's the exciting thing about it.
And testament to the ability of females that we have within our sport. Here with just 3 of the awesome members of Ocean Respect Racing. I basically couldn't choose. I think there's 14 of you now, Katie?
Yeah, 14 great females.
I know, and I had to pick just 3 of you. Hopefully I'll talk to a few of you before the Hobart. But Dee, I mean, you've had a massive year. Katie's had a lot on her plate too, and so has Carolyn. Do you want to just tell me a little bit about what you've been doing and why it ties into this program, Ocean Respect Racing?
Yeah, well, following the end of Turn the Tide on Plastic in the Volvo, I've become quite a strong advocate for ocean health, and following a lot of sustainability programs. And when Stacey put this project together with 11th Hour Racing, it sat perfectly, and she invited me down. And at the end of the day, I've left the cold British weather for a month of sunshine in Australia, so I'm very happy. So thank you for having me, ladies.
And next I'm going to go to Carolyn, who is recently crowned World Sailor of the Year, female, I know, has won the Volvo Ocean Race with Dongfeng, and just did the A-Class Nationals as well. You got out and Worlds, and did a bit of dinghy racing too, which is great to see. Now you're here.
I know, it's awesome. Well, it's nice to be back in Sydney, obviously, and nice to be able to do my second Hobart with Ocean Respect Racing. I think there's a lot of experience there. What was it? 68 Hobarts.
And 20-something laps of the globe.
Yeah, and about 16 or 17 laps of the globe. So the experience is definitely there, and we've been out the last few days training and done our shakedown sail to start with, and now we're actually getting out there and getting all the slowly getting all the boxes ticked. So yeah, I think we're on the good way and really looking forward to a good Hobart.
Yeah, absolutely. And today it was like deploy, furl, deploy, furl, deploy, furl. That was fun.
It was busy, you know, but good fun.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think again the importance for us is the sustainability side. You know, while these two have been sailing around the world, I've been playing mum, and you know it's important for us for our future to make sure that what our kids grow up with. So hence the 11th hour racing and all the importance of looking after what we have.
And then some of the other crew members on board, Katie, I mean, just off the top of your head?
Oh, I mean, where do you start? Yeah. Where do you start? You know, we've got some amazing Volvo sailors, some amazing ocean racers. We've got, you know, fantastic navigators. So we've just got such an amazing team to work with.
And then it was quite funny today, going back to your environmental message, these amazing sailors, watching them try and feed ropes through clutches with no plastic on them. That's the level that this team is going to. It's pretty amazing.
Well, yeah, but it's easy to just go to habits, and it's about changing habits and attitude. And it takes time, and you do have to find alternatives or get a bit frustrated along the way. But it's interesting for us. We're learning a brand new boat, so the Oakley family's been fantastic gifting us Wildo's 10. And we've got a lot on our plate learning a new boat, but we're all coming together and it's going to be great.
Yeah, and you say shakedown sail. I mean, I think it's great that you're actually out there practicing, and as a team, and you will be into the Hobart.
Yeah, of course. We've still got a 24-hour qualifier to do, which we'll do in a week's time, next weekend. And yeah, we'll be able to continue progressing as a team and learning to get to know each other as a team. We're talking about who's all on board, and you know, I sailed my first Volvo Ocean race about 18 years ago with Karen and Katie, who are on board this boat now as well, and then sailing with Dee and Bianca and Stacey and Libby, who done the this last Volvo. So yeah, it's a great bunch of people together, and really looking forward to the next race.
Absolutely. And you just mentioned Stacey, and then poor Katie, who's like, oh, I've been a mum. You've done a lot of sailing too, and a lot of sailing with Stacey, who's been driving this project too, I know, but you haven't done a Hobart yet.
No, I haven't. Yeah, I've been labelled. She doesn't know. Shh.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I think that's 68. I thought you'd done at least 5.
No. So I've done 0, and I believe we've got one other on board who's also a Hobart virgin. Yeah. So keep that quiet, though. It's not common knowledge.
I think that's really good. I think that we're sharing opportunities and developing.
Well, exactly. You know, if I was ever going to pick a time to go, it is now with such an amazing group.
Absolutely. And the banter on board is just awesome. There's a lot of sexual innuendos going on, which I won't mention. Don't worry, boys, it's not just you. But, you know, you guys have bonded already, and I think that's half the battle.
Yeah, and it's showing really good camaraderie, but as you say, there's a lot of banter, and everyone says, oh, what's it like on a girl's boat? Exactly the same as a guy's boat. In reality, it's the same stuff. We're talking about the same stuff, having the same laughs and jokes, but, you know, serious side is the sailing and performance.
It was absolutely hilarious. I went to have a chat to Sandy Oatley up the top here, and he said, oh, what did you do today? And I said, oh, I went sailing with the girls. And he's like, it's not the girls. You went sailing on Wild Oats 10 with Ocean Respect Racing. And I went, okay, Sandy, point taken.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're just building on what has already been established. There's been plenty of all-female teams. There's plenty of Volvo all-female teams. But, you know, we're the first one to put together a professional team specifically to do the Hobart race. And I think it's credit to everyone who's done it before us. And the really cool thing was I had a huge field of people to choose from. Yeah. Unfortunately, we could only take 14, but we got a good pick of the crew.
That's awesome. Well, good luck to you. I know you've got to go and do plenty of other jobs before your first race tomorrow, but we'll be out there, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
You're very welcome. So, Stace, do you miss that job list?
Oh, the job list you can keep, but man, what I wouldn't do to do that again. Oh, yeah. That was so fun watching that video.
Oh, awesome. I love that memory, and I loved when you guys came into Hobart as well, because you came in second on IRC and you were this close to winning it, but my gosh, you had the biggest fan base ever known to man. It was so good, and or I should say known to man and woman, and It was just phenomenal. It was an amazing journey to watch you guys doing that together too. And as just revealed, Katie's first Hobart.
Yeah, I want to say first and last, you know, quit while you're ahead. But I can see Stacey shaking her head. You know, she's always got ways of dragging me in. And look, I don't think our journey with Ocean Respect Racing is anywhere near over. You know, we've got a big road ahead, which we hope to be able to resume Obviously, the whole world is on pause right now. And so we've just got to use this time productively so that when we're ready to go again, we're full steam ahead.
Exactly. And I think we're not the only ones doing that. You're not the only ones doing that. And everybody would definitely welcome seeing Ocean Respect Racing back again, because it was just such a great program. And as you said, an amazing team of girls, and you couldn't take everybody with you. I'm just looking at all the comments on Facebook as well. Somebody's saying they're secretly watching from work, so welcome to you. We've also got Faraday watching. Katie is also watching, so welcome. Glad you're watching your own show. That's fantastic. But I love technology. It's great. And I guess for you guys with Ocean Respect Racing, you then did race in Melbourne after the Hobart as well. I don't think you were able to join them, Stace, but that was a great event as well. And a few different sailors jumped in then too. So there's a great pool of women forming now around the world.
Yeah, definitely.
It was really fun to have the girls.
We'll choose which one.
You go, Stacey. You go.
I was just going to say, it was really fun to support the girls and getting them to go down to Melbourne. I sadly couldn't, because I had to be in Port Cherbo, that sound with Marcus Blackmore, the things we have to do. But what it gave us the opportunity to do was, and Katie could probably tell you more about this because she was actually there, was we could open up to a bigger pool of loyalists and a lot of it's women coming through. There are an amazing group of women coming through, but Katie probably knows most about that because she's sort of had a big drive in the development of those women's skill.
Yeah, indeed. And I think that's where we're at the moment. I mean, Katie, you've seen a lot of the girls coming through, and Tiana probably knows a lot of them too, actually. And I only wish that we had more definitive knowledge on whether the America's Cup, the youth aspect of it, would go ahead. That's a bit unknown at the moment, unlike the big boats.
Yeah, we were really lucky, we were blessed to have the opportunity to go down to Melbourne. Great racing, and just so, there's so many great competitive females. And it was great to get to go down there and just have a huge event. The amount of yacht owners that handed their boats over for this event, ours included. We were given the boat, which was just a lovely boat, the MAP 1010 to sail. And so it was a bit disappointing when the event this year, obviously, like the rest of the world, had to be postponed. But and just great for us to continue the message of ocean respect and moving forward and having fun and sailing.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about, is just going sailing. And that's where I really encourage anybody around the world at the moment who's able to go recreationally sailing, which everybody in Sydney is, to take that opportunity rather than just racing, and to really hone your skills. I think we saw this amazing video during the week of the Royal Prince Alfred Youth squad going out training and having a massive brooch, and you two both did a lot of sailing with that youth squad, so it can bring you a long way just going out and working on your skills.
Exactly. I've actually started a new skill myself. I'm attempting to windsurf, so I've been sneaking out early mornings before work, and it's not a pretty sight yet, so please no one come out and witness it. But it's an exciting opportunity to learn and hone the new skill and hopefully keep the fitness up. Stacey's spare time is a little bit more exciting at the moment than mine, and I think at a higher skill level, what she's currently doing.
I'm trying to find a picture. Here we go.
Oh yeah, there we are. That looks more impressive than what I look like at the moment on a windsurfer.
Yeah.
Stace, over to you.
Yeah, how is the moth thing going?
Katie, how you've got a spare 10 minutes in your day, so you better fill that by doing something. It's been great through this, for the fact that I have time on my hands to go out. I'm out on my moth maybe 3 or 4 times a week right now. Not too often when it's that windy though. I had a brave moment and got out that day. But no, it's been great. I've been really getting to work on the small things that require a lot of time to improve sailing a boat like the Moth, and it's a safe way to do it, and it's Queensland too, so the winters aren't that harsh for us.
Yeah. Well, you're also a lot more accomplished at sailing a moth now than you were to begin with. I think that Royal Queensland Yacht Squadron is one of the most challenging places to sail a moth. Getting out that channel surely is the biggest test ever.
Look, some days, if you've made it out of the marina, you've had a good day, and perhaps you should think about just going back in again. It was recorded. My training partner did record 3 tacked in the marina to get back to ramp last week.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Far out. Well, we might have to get cracking on to the trivia, guys, so I'm just getting that happening in the back end. T, how many people, if I can find Tiana, that probably means that I need to bring her head back on screen. Tiana, how many people played this week?
We had 4,000 people play.
Amazing. And so I have a few questions for you. We know that Stacey came second to Katie in the trivia. Yep. I need you to also get on hand a scrunchie award, and this is one of the questions, so we'll actually announce it a little bit later, who wins the scrunchie for this show. What do you think? What do you think, Stacey, Katie? We'll talk about who gets the scrunchie for the show.
Are we putting
Definitely.
nominations down?
I'm putting bets down that it's going to be Tiana when I reveal her little mishap today, which was quite fun. And I think I'm going to welcome her to the scrunchie division quite quickly.
Hey,
I think it's unanimous.
Coming back into fashion.
They are coming back into fashion. Yeah. Even Tiana has one. She said she has one ready. And I told her it can't be a pretty one.
Let me find it.
We were ahead of the times, weren't we? Maybe we want to explain what the actual scrunchie is for those that don't understand.
I think we'll explain it as soon as we get to that question. And I'm just working on loading the trivia questions into the system right now. Alrighty, so here we go. We'll bring up our amazing trivia competition. So everybody has to remember that if you want to play trivia, all you have to do is go onto our Instagram page. Tiana, what do they have to do to play?
All you have to do is all you have to do is just win. You got to get all the questions right.
Is that all? All of the questions right? And who comes up with the questions?
Me. But it makes it hard for you guys when the person writing the questions gets the questions wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So there is that.
There is that. And that might be why poor Tiana might be getting the award a little bit later on. But we'll bring her back for that. So here we go with the trivia. The first question was, what was the first boat that Katie Spithill sailed? Any guesses? A, Manly Junior, B, Flying 11, C, Sabo, or D, Laser?
I think I can answer that one.
Can you answer that one?
Well, I could say technically what I raced was the Manly Junior, was the first boat that I raced. Funny enough, the first boat I sailed was a Hobie 14 Turbo.
There you go.
And big brother James, and of course Dad sent us out on our own, and James capsized it, and we, of course, were way too little to bring it up. So we had to sit on the upturned hulls for a while and wait until some poor commuter going by had to help us pull it up. But the Manly Junior was the beginning of racing.
First best boat you raced. What was the first boat you sailed, Stace?
Would be the Sabo.
The Sabo.
Yeah. I was two up because I was too little to be in it on my own.
That's so gorgeous. I think both Tiana and I, the first boat we sailed was a Laser. Happens when you have laser dads. And they were probably racing against each other at the time. Sorry.
But the first boat I owned was a Sabo.
Mine was a Manly Junior. There you go. Excellent. All right, we're on to the next question now. We're on a roll. Here we go. Next question was, in what year did Katie win 2 women's Grade 1 match racing events? And was the answer...
I got this one wrong.
You got this one wrong?
I got it wrong. Me too.
I got it right! It was 2009 when you won two, I believe, from memory.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Children and
One was with Stace. That is for sure. Now, what is Stacey's current role with Ocean Respect Racing? She is...
Katie, do you want to answer this one for me?
Option E, the esky trimmer.
Esky trimmer. I love it.
Job list rider. That would be the skipper.
There were a few people that told me that I got the questions the wrong way round. I'm like, no, I didn't. It's all right. I proof check. The skipper! Yay! And what is the role of Katie Spithill? We said tactician, which she was for.
Option B.
Bow. Her inaugural Hobart race. Now, what is the name of Stacey Jackson's business?
Here it is.
Here it is. Naughty bags.
I got it.
Yay, on a shirt.
We all
Good
got
job. My bag's over there somewhere. It matches my shirt, though. See, look, there's two of them.
It does.
I'm organised. Excellent. It is naughty bags.
I like your other ideas, though. Your other ideas aren't too bad. B, C, and D. Whoever comes with them, you know.
B, C, and D. Yeah.
Not too
I
bad.
like saltwater spray bags.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. But we've got a little surprise, which is pretty cool. We've had an anonymous buyer has actually donated 2 naughty bag items for prizes for this evening, which is very exciting. So those who aren't on the show tonight who win will be getting some lovely naughty bag items of their choice, either a multi-tool pouch or a clutch, which is very exciting. So thanks to that anonymous supporter of the show. And Stacey. Hashtag naughty
That was
boy.
quite exciting. I got that order placed today, so I look forward to meeting the winner, who isn't Katie, myself, you, or Tiana.
Or naughty boy. But if naughty boy wins, then we'll give him the Bedtanius prize.
Yes,
That's the way we're going to do
Naughty
it.
boy can't win.
Exactly. Now, in what year did Spithill win the Grade 1 women's match racing event in Busan? This photo was actually in 2008, I think, when we went to Busan. But you actually won it, Katie. You got it right. Stacey got it wrong. It was 2016. Yay! The return to match racing after Munchkins.
It's a little hard to follow what year that was that we won, because it did take us 9 years of competing at that event to win it.
Exactly. Yeah, we started
We had a lot of silvers and a lot of third places at that event.
Oh, gosh.
And we finally got the win.
Finally nailed those boats down, which was great. And it was awesome too, because I think you had one of the smallest support crew and one of the smallest support shirts as well, which was very gorgeous. Miss Chloe. Very cool. Alrighty, back to the trivia. We're ripping through now. Who is the ambassador of Ocean Respect Racing? If you answered D, you're getting the scrunchie. We will explain a little bit later. Right, A, Julie Bishop was the answer. Julia Gillard, Gladys, who's not my favourite person right now. No, it's the Queensland one that's annoying me. Pauline Hanson. Now, Tiana, how many people answered Pauline Hanson? You're all getting scrunchies.
Well, 20 people answered Pauline. More people answered Pauline than Julia Gillard.
Oh.
Not ideal.
Well, obviously Julie Bishop didn't make a big enough impression when she leapt off the boat we left Sydney Heads in the
Oh.
Hobart race. So maybe if we do the race again, we'll have to get her to do something slightly more memorable.
Oh my gosh.
Backflip.
I'm gutted. Here's a lovely little clip actually. This is a great one. We've got Julie Bishop and Stacey with Mel and Koshy there on Sunrise. That's a glamour, isn't it? Got a few like that. And we've got another one here. Here's Stace on ABC News. Oh, such a star. Well, we've got another one of you,
Most
Stace.
daunting day of my career so far.
We've got one of you with Channel 9. Look at that white jacket and the red shoes. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. I do love having fun with these days. But it was actually amazing. I was there for the live finish when you guys came into Hobart and we streamed it. It was my most viewed video of that entire Hobart. And Julie Bishop was there with her red shoes on, her red runners, just like in that picture that we just showed you. And she just loved being a part of your team. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I have to tell you a little secret. I think Julie Bishop was best on ground at the Customs House.
Go girl. I don't underestimate that at all, because when everybody started getting involved with Ocean Respect Racing, we all wanted you to do well, but nearly winning was not something that a lot expected, though I was one of your biggest fans and thought that it was entirely possible. There were so many who were surprised by the fact that the team that had been training the most and had some amazingly talented sailors on board, who happened to be women, would do so well. It's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Wow.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking. No, but I do really hope that you guys get the opportunity again, and we'll be doing everything we can to make sure that we see that happen, that's for sure. So the next question, are we up to the scrunchy yet? Not yet. How many Volvo ocean races has Stacey done? Did you get this right, Katie?
I did.
You did. I saw.
Are you correct?
It is 2. The first with Team SCA and the second with 11th Hour Team Vestas. I think I have a little interview on file, actually, which I might show, because this one I did with Stace when she was in Newport, and it was a big interview, actually, because you guys were just coming back from a bit of a big moment, effectively, which saw you out of the race for a leg. So it was really awesome to see you in Newport and to see you getting back on the road. So we might have back on the water. We might have a little bit of a look at this one. Bit of a memory. I'm with my favourite sailor girl, clearly. Look how hot you are right now. We're in amazing... I'm not. I've stripped down so that I can have at least some branding. But Stace, I've spoken to you at multiple Volvo stops during multiple editions now. This one's been a little bit tougher than the last, perhaps.
This one is freezing. Yeah. That's what I can tell you about this stopover so far.
And the race, I mean, finished on a high with her third in that last leg. That must have been such a relief given the ups and downs you've had thus far.
Yeah, certainly. Like we went out into that leg just knowing we know how to sail well, we know what we can do, and we just sort of persevered. Got a little bit tough towards the end. But we sort of had a little bit of local knowledge that brought us home and got us on the podium. So, A, we were happy to finish the leg, and B, to be on the podium again. Every leg we've finished, we've been on the podium, so we're pretty happy.
That really brings it back to basics too, when you're like, we're really happy to finish a leg, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. We always say this with ocean racing, you have to finish.
Yeah, well, to finish first you have to finish. So in the end we finished, and then we finished third. So we'll take that, and we'll go up from here.
But that said, I think you've had some major wins, even in the leagues, on the legs where you haven't made it. Like, seriously, I think everyone's so proud of you guys.
Yeah, I think like our efforts in leg 7 in the Southern Ocean, we can only be proud of our efforts there. Like, we really sailed well. We rounded Cape Horn in second. Had there not been a rain cloud at the time when our mast broke and we were dismasted, Dongfeng would have been able to see us because they said they were watching us on the AAS, and then suddenly we disappeared as we lost our rig. And then from that moment we did nothing but build strength. Like we got ourselves safely to the Falkland Islands, and then we just worked in an amazing way as a team together and got the boat to Brazil. And watching our delivery team, our shore guys, arrive into Brazil was actually probably more exciting than had we got there, because it's like we have overcome a massive setback here, and we've got nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, I think you're definitely the people's choice for winners of that leg.
Yeah, we're sort of unfortunately we're earning our stripes the hard way right now.
Yeah. But I think everybody's really happy to have you guys in Newport, and I know that you might be looking forward to the next leg. A few memories the last time that you headed back over to Europe from here.
Yeah, well, actually, in fact, I didn't do this leg last race, so for me, it's exciting to sort of cross the Atlantic in a racing situation. I've done a couple of training transatlantics. So to sort of head up to Cardiff. It's going to be a cold old leg, this one, that's for sure. We've got ice skates, and it's already freezing here, and we're going to have 7-degree temperature water. So
There's a reason why I like doing my job.
yeah. Enjoy those hot showers and those warm beds.
Oh gosh, that was a fun one, wasn't it? So here's our question about. I know, surprised you, Katie. Sorry, I've got you back. But see, that one is actually cold, and now you're saying that you want to wear a dry suit in the Brisbane to Keppel race. I mean, what's happened to you?
Okay, so maybe I'll take that statement back.
I was wondering. Oh, too cool. And so we come on to the question, which was, how many times have Katie and Stacey sailed together? So maybe people are starting to get a picture. You guys have sailed since you were younglings. In the match racing programs, I sailed with you guys a little bit, and you had already sailed together for years, and then you went on to sail for more years after that. And then Ocean Respect Racing hopefully will continue for a very long time. You guys sort of know each other inside out and back to front. Maybe you should do a double-handed campaign.
Yes,
what a good idea. We don't meet the offshore requirement, do we, Sel?
No, you don't have to for actual fun races.
One of us isn't a boy.
I know you don't have to go to the Olympics though, but you could do double-handed. I mean, 2 boys do double-handed. We could see 2 girls doing double-handed.
Katie could do a second Hobart.
Yeah, double-handed. Oh no, she's
you know
not
what,
liking
Stace?
me right
We've
now.
always got different plans, but we pull together. But you stay on that double-handed plan, but I'll just introduce our other plan. So what I was thinking is, we've ticked off the match racing circuit with the Extreme 40s. We've ticked off the Hobart. You've ticked off the Volvo for both of us.
Yes.
So I thought really next on our list is the SailGP series and moving on to the American Cup. So if you just want to focus on those 2 moving forward.
Yep,
okay.
No worries.
Well, there you go. You've heard it, people. We're doing the SailGP and America's Cup campaign.
Perfect.
Just at the bottom of your screen, there'll be somewhere where you can donate some money, I think.
Yes, excellent. To naughtybags.com or Can2. Search for Katie Pellew. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But if you guys are going to do that, iBags Media.
But you've got the job.
Yes,
I'm actually scared of how much incriminating evidence you've got.
No. If I take on the media, there'll be no incriminating evidence anywhere. That's the whole role of it, right? So, thousands of times that you guys have sailed together, and now I think we actually finally get to explain the scrunchie, which we've been waiting all show to do, which is a bit of fun, really. So what is the name of the award given to the most special person of the day when sailing with a Katie Spithill team? Obviously, it's not the landlubber, it's not the Teletubby, it's not the slick, it is the scrunchie. And so at this point, T is putting on the scrunchie because she
listed to today that Stacey Jackson had done 12 Hobarts because her last Hobart was with Ocean Respect Racing, had somehow completely forgotten about the year of 2019. Literally, had forgotten about that entire Hobart. I'm like, remember that year, 2019? No, but
the worst thing was I was literally there.
You were there. I know. We were on the dock. We were there when Chinese Whisper was finishing, and I was commentating that Stacey Jackson was on board. No, I'd forgotten about that. The last Hobart that ever existed was when Ocean Respect Racing finished second. That, I guess, shows what an effect you've had on sailor girls around the world.
There you go.
But she gets the scrunchie.
We're racing 2020, not 2019, okay? So just remember that for your stats next time.
Fantastic. Now, the other thing with the scrunchie tee is you can't wear it nicely. Like, we want a side ponytail. Come on. Or something.
This is live.
Quite forward. Up here, T, quite forward. At the front.
like one of these ones. Like, this was a famous one. Nick. Like this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I think one of our crew members, Jess Eastwell, probably wore the best scrunchie. She wore it high and a little bit to the side. She wore it proud.
Like this.
And proud. And I guess an explanation for what the scrunchie is. You know, we've obviously done a lot of travel.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Time.
Great work.
Perfect. You know, with the scrunchie, we've done a lot of travel. Horrible. We've done a lot of miles, a lot of jet lag, a lot of cheap hotels, cheap flights, red eyes. And as you get tired, you say or do silly things. And we've all had some glamours. And I'm not going to name and shame anyone because I think everyone's really had their true turn of the scrunchie. But once you own the scrunchie, you wear it proudly. Yep. You wear it high to the side. It's got to be, it's got to be really, really obvious. The only thing we never awarded it for were for things on the boat. You know, when we're on the boat, we are going hard and everyone makes mistakes and that's completely fine. But, yeah, we definitely had some doozies on the land in travel over time. I don't even think I want to name the best. There's just too many to single out, Stace, unless or Nick. I know you've worn it proudly as well.
I've worn it. Yeah.
What comes to mind for me? Olympian Angela Farrell did get stuck in the fridge at the supermarket once. That was definitely a scrunchy moment. That was a serious case of jet lag that caused that situation.
Yep. People missing buses, lots of things. Yeah. Yeah, lots of things.
Leaving items on buses.
Yeah. I think what goes on tour stays on tour, but that was a particularly fun element, and I encourage all teams that are travelling. Don't you take it out? You've earned that scrunchie. I think that then resulted though in our last question for the trivia, which was 13 Hobarts for Stacey Jackson, 1 for Katie Spithill, but obviously a lot of hours and days on the water for you both. And I hope that there's a lot of other sailor girls out there watching that will know that they can do the same thing. So. Yeah, thank you both for joining us this evening. I hope you've had a bit of fun too in lockdown, and you should tell us what you're doing. Katie, you're going to run 18 kilometres on the weekend.
Yeah. So, in the initial lockdown, there was definitely too much time sitting around and eating. It was time to get back on track. Previously, I have run 3 marathons. And this time I thought I needed a commitment, so I've actually committed to another half marathon program with a group called Can2. We raise money for cancer research.
Yep.
In the process of running and getting fit. Now, I'm not a runner. I hate running. Stacey's the runner. Like, Stacey was the little athletics girl, you know.
Oh, hang on.
I'm definitely not that runner.
Wait on, I've got a picture. Where is it? I have a picture of her at peak fitness. I saw it today and just went, oh my gosh, where is it? Here it is. We're going to bring it up.
If this is in Volvo trim, it's going to be embarrassing.
No, look at you here. Look at you. On the left-hand side there, 6-pack extraordinaire. That's at the top of Passage Peak at Hamo.
Yeah.
a very long time ago, but thank you for that, Nick.
You're welcome. Hot piece. I'm not so hot alongside you. I think I nearly died that day.
Tomorrow morning's exercise is 18 kilometres, and then we start to taper off again in anticipation of what should have been our half marathon. We'll still run that distance on the day, but obviously the goal event won't go ahead due to the restrictions. And then the windsurfing. They're the two things that are keeping me busy. Oh, and of course my family.
Yes.
You know, 2 children keep me a little bit busy at times, and work. And now I've just got to keep reminding Stacey of our next goal, because you know to get us ready to go, all we've got to do is find a sponsor and we'll be there.
Yep. Well, I guess that's my job if I'm doing media. Here's the picture of you guys at the Extreme Sailing Series. I've got them on file. Oh, I've got one of Katie on TV too. I can't let just Stacey get all the limelight. Here's Katie.
Yeah.
Here's Katie on TV talking about the Extreme Sailing Series.
I am impressed with how much you have.
Got it on file.
Katie, before we just go too far with this, can we just clarify who's going to be the skipper and who's going to do bow for our GP Sail Oz women's team?
You know, that's actually a really good question.
We'd have a wheel
because there's a wheel each. We don't need to do during the tax, but you know, one memory stands out for me of your bow skills, and I think it was a Far 40 Ladies' Day. I'm wondering if I'll need to do bow. I'm not sure how you'll go.
Do you know what, guys?
They do say never do a bad job well.
Never do a bad job well.
So we might be safe.
I can tell you that there's no bow roll on an F50.
Oh, well, there you go.
Perfect. We're fine then.
You're sorted.
Okay, well, we'll have a wheel each.
You can have a wheel each, or you could have the joystick. Stace or Katie.
Flight control.
Flight control.
We might have to toss for that.
That'd be good fun.
Stace, I was just thinking, I'm crewing for you in the moth just for practice. You know, that'll work, won't it?
Yeah, come on up. Oh no, you can't.
We need to ask Terry if we can borrow that little number. He's got to sail it across the Tasman. Bring it up here. We need to practice.
Yeah.
Hurry up. Oh no, that'd be good fun. But Katie has also done a little bit of work for us, and if you guys have a spare 10 minutes, I might show this interview that Katie did with Sean Langman at the end of the Noakes Sydney Gold Coast race last year, which sadly we don't have happening. I might show a little bit of a snippet of Katie at work when she's being an Adventures of a Sailor Girl reporter. Do you want to see this one? I've got to give you some airtime, Katie. Here we go.
It's Katie Spithill, Adventures of a Sailor Girl, and we are live on the dock here at the Southport Yacht Club for the Noakes Sydney Gold Coast Yacht Race. Apologies, we do have a helicopter overhead. Now we are joined by one of my favourite people to sail with, Sean Langman, not only the helmsman of the Naval Group but also the principal sponsor for the Noakes Sydney Gold Coast Yacht Race.
Good morning, Katie, and what a wonderful morning and what a great race. So I don't think I've ever done a race in winter as warm as this one. We kept our weight on the boat to a minimum. I said one set of thermals and one bear suit. Didn't even put the bear suit on, so yeah, amazing. Very enjoyable, good boat racing, great turnout, and happy to see that everyone's safe. Still a few boats out there, but yeah, this is what it's all about. Arrive at a fantastic destination and catch up with some long lost friends.
It is, it's a beautiful spot. And speaking of weight to the minimum, I heard you only took 10 crew versus how many did you take to Hobart?
Yeah, so we remoted the Naval Group. We went to Hobart with 19. And part of that was the obligation of the contract we had with Naval Group. So this time, sort of given a little bit more of a free rein from Naval Group, we decided that we'd sail with 10, and it worked out really well for us. VMG running the boat really lit up, and a few times we actually got our nose in front of the red shirt, so we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I think everyone was. We were watching that closely, and it was, got into half a mile of distance for a while, and then nose ahead, and it was a really exciting race to watch from this side.
Yeah, no, great fun, and we got caught out a little bit wide. Like everyone's got stories of this race, and we had a few other pretty exciting things. We had a little electrical fire on board and lost our instruments, and then we decided to rub up alongside a fish for a while, one of those large ones. Apparently we can't say we hit a whale because everyone loves whales, but yeah, I think we, sleeping whale, we woke up.
Yeah, Wild Oats, I think, must have done the same journey a few times. Now, a quote that
I love that. We brushed up against a whale. Katie, also, you managed to just line up that boat going out with the branding on it perfectly. I need to learn some of these skills.
Oh, look, T and I had that all planned, didn't we, T? You know, we were on top of the game there. The large logo through the middle, like all planned.
Absolutely amazing.
I had the paddles saying take off and they went. It was perfectly timed.
Just awesome. So it's pretty amazing to have Katie part of our team as well. Stace?
Nick, these are all things you need to learn when you're our publicist for our GP campaign.
I know. So you guys will never be allowed to take off from the dock unless we're going to get a good take. New rule. Excellent. But Stace, what are you up to? We've spoken a little bit about it, and James Whelan has just tuned in, actually. He's a bit late. Better late than never. But you've got your amazing
He was
company.
just calling me.
Oh, was he? Really? Excellent.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So he's obviously got his timings wrong.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be busy making bags, making some beautiful naughty bags products there.
Yeah.
And then I think we've got a double session in the Moss tomorrow. So if I can walk on Sunday, I'll probably make some more bags again.
Excellent. I might be up for a new bag soon. It's been getting a workout, even though I haven't been travelling nearly as much. But they are quality. Oh, looks like she's going to go grab hers. Excellent. Katie's got hers. How do you keep yours in such mint condition?
Oh,
Nick,
I have a
your
secret. I
bag
have
is
two.
made out of-
And I have the dirty one and the clean one. This is
You got
the
a dirty
clean,
one and a
nice,
clean one.
presentable one. Yeah, the dirty one comes sailing. The clean one stays on land.
I could ask my assistant to bring mine over if he's listening. He'll probably have a 10-second delay. But yeah, mine's
Nick,
over there.
You're the only person I know, Nick. Your bag is made out of a Volvo 70 sail.
Yeah.
And it sailed around the world, and you've now done more miles with your bag than it did as a sail. So
Amazing.
Well
Yeah, I've had that. My first one was that one on the right, and my second one was that one on the left, and now I have the big. Here it comes. 10-second delay. Thanks, gorgeous. And the big one.
There it is.
Yeah.
I know. These broke at Hamilton Island Race Week a few years ago, or maybe last year.
Very nautically tied them up, though.
And I've just bowlined them. Yeah, it's on fire. So
there you go.
It's not too late for Father's Day, is it, Stace?
It's not. No, we've got a little deal going to the end of August for Father's Day. So
excellent.
Pop on to the website and treat your dad or yourself.
I think that sounds fun. And of course, Naughty Bags will be a major sponsor of the next all-female women's SailGP and America's Cup entry.
Yes, as long as you don't let me cut any of the sails up. Good thing they're wings and I can't cut them up and make them into bags.
Yep. Well, it's important you need to know not to go near the wings as the flight controller.
Yes.
Oh dear. Excellent. Well, thank you so much both for joining me. It's been awesome having you and catching up. And for those who want to know more about Can2 and how they can donate to the lovely Katie, I don't know how to point to you, it's really weird. The lovely Katie, or if you would like to buy, this way, Naughty Bags. I'll put some links up in the caption of this video, or I'm sure, yes, exactly. I'm sure people will be posting in the comments as well. It's been tough for the nautical industry during this time, though, as professionals in the industry, all three of us, we know that we really want to just do the best thing that we can and try and follow the rules so that we can be out on the water and as near normal as possible. So if everyone can wear their masks and wash their hands and try and do what the rules say, as hard as it might be and as wrong as it might feel, I think that's probably the best bet at this time. What do you reckon?
Great,
exactly.
And I can't wait to get out on the water when it is safe, and I look forward to seeing you out there. And Katie, can't wait to go sailing with you again soon. On our GP.
Exactly. The time will come. The time will come.
Yep. 2 up on a moth. Training.
You heard it here first.
Or maybe you could both be on foiling windsurfers. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm in.
Yep, perfect. I'll bring the camera. Excellent. Thanks, Tiana, for keeping us posted. We've had lots of comments. I hope you've all enjoyed the show. And lots of people are saying that, Stacey, you're a moth legend.
Hey, she is.
Thanks, James Whelan.
I've seen her time on distance, and she's the only one to get on the start line. She's got to teach a few of the others how to get some time on distance and cross that starting line on time.
Go, girl. It was actually Faraday. We've got lots of fans watching today, which is great.
Hey, Farah.
Excellent. All right, guys.
That time on distance is all that time you had me on the bow.
See, it's good for something.
See, I told you the bow was useful for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry.
Stacey, never do a bad job good.
Good? Bad job good? No. Excellent. All right, guys.
Signing out.
I'll let you escape now before you end up on the bow of a moth.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Everybody stay safe.
Thanks.
More coming next week.